training cycle to, work with the state. The state has got $42 million. What I brought here was to answer everybody's question, where the money gonna come to pay for this? I got my program that's called Work Track to Websites. What we're doing is taking website recipients, teaching them well HTML programs, and then taking them all the way up to computer program, assembling computers. I got support from Computer Warehouse and ABC Warehouse and other different commercial suppliers that want to support the program. In other words, the private sector, we got that support available, and we can come up, as you said, with game plan. But I found out today on the way over to his house, and I talked to some people that were interested in some property, and they said, hey, well, don't sign no lease, nothing. The situation is under litigation as to the ownership of the property. Whoa, wait a minute.
This place?
Yeah.
No.
By being in this enterprise zone, I'm told it's about 700 people here.
We're in the Renaissance zone, and what that means is that we don't pay any taxes for 12 years.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you, as far as ownership, what happened. 4 years ago, this place was bought for back taxes.
Okay.
And it's a state historical site. You can only tear down a state historical site with the permission of the owner. It's unfortunate for us that the city owns the property. We would like to change that. And our company, we have been in here for 2 weeks. Dominic and I, we bought the management company that's in management of the plant. And our company would like to buy the plant. And first reason for that is to ensure its safety, because you cannot do anything if you're not sure what's going to come of it. So I want to assure its safety first of all. Then we can start on a project that we'll come up with. We'll have our proposal, and we'll start building as far as people and projects. And you're just a godsend right now. You could not have come to us at a better time. And that's kind of how we're getting started at the moment. So we want to secure this place. And what we need to do to buy it from the city is they're not real concerned about the money. What they're worried about, again, is what's your proposal? What are you going to do with it? They want to see the same thing that we do. They want to see this place boom. They want to see it become something great. They don't want to see a bunch of storage units. They don't want to see, just a broken down place that keeps deteriorating, which is absolutely not what we want to do. We want to do bring it alive. And so we need supporters and people such as yourself to say, hey, I'm in. Basically, and that's why I say you're just a godsend.
Yes.
In order to do that, we have to have advertising and stuff like that. You just going from.
Well, we're such the beginning stage
Is this
right
where
now.
I believe their offices or more?
This article was the first contact that we had with anyone.
No,
It
it's
came
when
as a
they
surprise.
need
We
to
had been
go
here just a
over
few days. See, what had happened was we had a deal with
Oh,
the
no,
owner
it's,
of Wmv Management.
Yeah, let me get my ass. I
Who
can get
managed
that
this
one.
place. And his name was Ed, and Ed passed away in the middle of the deal. And his wife, Dawn, who was, as you might well imagine with 3 children, beside herself. Ed had no life insurance. And so she wanted to hurry up and get the deal over with, as well as we did. So we just right away we just closed the deal. And she had no idea. Ed was in here physically running this place every day, and she had no idea what was going on. Right, and so rather than see it fall apart in a matter of a week, we came in as fast as we could. And completely unprepared. And another reason was because we wanted to get in here before. We thought the best way to get in, to buy this place was to get into the management position, which is why we had initially started the deal to begin with. Because we have to get in here, we have to find out what we have to work with.
What is your background before
doing in a position here? Work for a company called Super One, and what Super One does is, it started out just buying and selling real estate, but, really, and actually, this is such a complicated part of the story. This is where it kind of starts taking backflips. That you might want to talk to Dominic about, because that's his department. I work for Super One as a project manager and a PR representative, so that's always been, and I'm a bodyguard, that's always been my job.
Okay.
He can tell you more about the operations and what he decided to do and what his idea was. Well, I saw the place. I had a friend here, and I saw this place, and I was just astounded. And I said, you really need to take a look at this place. It's really stunning.
And looking on the outside, it's two different things.
Right, isn't it? Right. Well, it was stunning to me, just absolutely stunning. And of course, being a project manager, I came up with 500,000 ideas, and he said, he got here, and it took him all 5 minutes. He looked around, and just the same thing. Everybody that walks into this place and goes through this plant has the same reaction. So that's how that developed. We're kind of in a bit of a new ballgame with this, but it's going so well. Even at this point, we've had no complications. It's going so well that I'm frightened. I've been on a lot of projects and a lot of deals, and I'm telling you, this, even for its size, has had the least problems of any deal I've ever had to deal with, any deal I've ever done. It's had the least problems. Where was I? Something about the city. We needed to get in here into a management position. So that's what we did. And obviously found right away that it was very viable. And so we need to put together a proposal for the city. And once we had that proposal together, and I was on the phone with James Jarvis, and I'm having him come out. He'll be here. It's going to take about a week and a half to get out here, but he's going to get out here. He's going to take a look at it, bring another architect with him that does larger projects, and tell us what we can do right away, what our major problems are, which I know are going to be very few, and start hacking. Just start hacking. And by the time we're done, wait till you get the artist rendering of what we want this place to look like. We're finding that buildings surrounding us, some of them have been sited in like the industrial aluminum. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm thinking this stuff looks real good, but this place is huge and it's just going to cost us a fortune. It's not. This stuff is cheap and it's going to cost nothing. I mean, they did a building over here next door that's just enormous in size, and it cost them like $20,000 to do the whole thing. And I was really shocked, and it looks fabulous.
Right.
So we don't have to, the pieces or what have you, we don't have to replace those and come up with, it's not going to be costly cement work. What we need to do is just secure it, just sort of like what they did with the bridges. Secure it, make sure that what's loose is not going to be a problem in the future, and just like you would a house, side it. And we need to side it, and what we'll have is a brand new siding. That's going to look beautiful, right there. The windows shouldn't be a real big problem. As far as industrial sites go, most of the industrial people have wanted to work on those themselves, because some want to do plexiglass, some want to cover them up completely because they don't want anyone to be able to see in. Some of the larger plants that have heavier equipment are on the ground floor, and they don't want people to be able to look in. So they cover up the windows or for whatever other purposes. We have a distributor here that distributes branded potato chips and other kinds of snacks. So, they're obviously, they have to
And
be
the new
out.
problem is we were some of the distributors for magazines.
Another time.
We have,
Well, some of them moved out, but some are still here.
we have one that does that. I don't know if it's the same one, but we do
It's the
have
same
one
one,
surveys, different magazines and recipe books and things of that nature. They have a relatively small unit. But some people, like we have the Packard Club is here. And for all the Packard cars. Now, where do they go if they do something to this place?
Mhm.
I mean, it's a Packard Club. Come on.
How many cars are there?
You know, that's
Like quite a few?
a good question. I don't know the exact count.
I didn't even
But
see 'em.
new members come in every month.
Oh,
They
really?
get new members, yeah. I just had a guy here, this club is like goes all over the world. It's not just limited to Detroit or Michigan or
Wow.
this country
Mm-hmm.
at all. It's all over the world. Yeah, see, so we have, it's out there. It's as if they were all connected at one time. And somehow no one bothered to keep them connected. So, it seems like it's gonna be a real huge project, but it's not. It's a matter of just throwing lines out to people and letting them know we want them back.
So then would you be interested in having, put it together, maybe like having it announced, so people kind of know that you're trying to
Yeah?
re-advertise the package, Because, the reason I was saying because, they have the, magazine radio station, it's a community thing. Then the council, he's always interested in things coming back into the city. Although they didn't want him for the what was that thing, the K-Box thing, he wasn't particular, but it was really helping to bring jobs back into the city. So then, I think he and, Blackwell would be very important, really, as two people that you would really want to really like, because they would really help push it, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And,
I agree.
Then there's one other lady named Ernestine Gordy that works through with the city airport, that really connect and, with a lot of.
Absolutely, I am not going to limit this. The only way I will limit this is to say that if you are not interested specifically in the city of Detroit as an interest, if you are not interested specifically in the people of Detroit, I don't
No.
need your help. However good your intentions may be, you have to have an interest in the city, in the people of the city. This is too big a project and it means too much to too many people to have it trivialized as just another business deal. I don't want it to become that. I want it to be a heartfelt issue by everyone, because I think it is that. And it definitely can be. I mean, there are people who, because it is such a big place, if you open a small business that ordinarily may not survive on your average street or your average corner, would survive here simply because you have the traffic to support it. And with the tourism that we're going to be getting, let's use it. If all these people are going to come from other places to this city to spend their money, well, by God, I'm going to build things and give them more to spend their money on. They will buy whatever is in front of them. If they want tourism, let's give it to them. Let's give them a place they can go. And if you go to Vegas, Vegas is great. Everything is right there. Well, they did that for a reason. You don't want to spread things out. If they come here and everything's here, well, where else do they need to go? And that goes as well for the industries. If you have other industries in other cities that need a hookup, well, call Packard. Let's not, because now I don't want to run all over Michigan to get what we need. Let's just go to Packard. They've got, we use this, we need this, we need this. Well, they've got it. They've got all three of them, so why don't we just go to one place?
So our package here, bottom line, what you're trying to reach millions of people, you gotta have a communication system.
I agree.
For direct type situation, the time to, this web development project we put together. The whole concept in a nutshell is that we're getting ready to deal with kindergarten to senior citizens. much less welfare recipients, on training them basically how to become marketable and employable. Okay. The word got to get out. The community got to have a feel that they involved in it, and that's where the communication lines come in.
Well, it's about the community.
But save a whole bunch of headaches. Common council and the mayor are going to get along with a bunch of internal politics. Everybody wants the spotlight. I don't like politics. I jumped out of it. And I see y'all are forcing me to go back into politics. What I need basically is photographs. I need floor plans. I need to sit down with whoever's going to be in charge to help me write that proposal, where the community can have input in it through the 12 network. So we're getting ready to put 500 people out on the street in uniforms, coveralls, passing out flyers with well numbers on it, automated line attendance system to be able to supply people with the vision that you just got to explain it, to get them involved. Community meetings along good. I need to tour the building. I can't take the building to the community.
Right.
But if it's put in the proper format with the right telephone lines and the right projects, it'll grow from there. It's just that simple. The state, as I was saying, it's got $42 million just in Detroit. We just don't have to be a local development or training project when you got a facility that a person can learn the trade here, my senator representatives here, and replicate the same thing any place else. Well, I didn't bring one copy. This is the program in a nutshell. If you substitute or just add WNT behind ETA, there's a whole list of the program. Or where this money is coming to pay for it. The city is sitting down, they got a tendency to sit on money because people don't protest and ask for it.
And this is all for the people of Detroit.
Yeah, state admission. See, what I'm trying to do is to leverage this our situation where we're at down the street. See, we're already gonna have 500 people coming through there a month. We're gonna be open 24 hours.
That's
On the placing it, this is what England will be interested in, what Flag will be interested in, this campaign is now, we can get it together before November the 9th. This, people here are representatives of local trade people that's got different businesses, operate businesses in these states, or got the expertise and all the political contacts, so we can bring people together. So we need to know a master plan. What are your projections? What's the fallout? The artist rendition drawing you were talking about, to get busy. Nobody's going to buy a pig in the poke. Everybody's looking at that 35
We need to have a
million.
prepared meeting.
Bottom line.
Yeah, we need to.
I
have a
just brought you the
prepared
sample of where the money's coming from. Y'all are not the richest people in the world, but the state and the government has. The money is there. If we can come up with a cooperative effort that would involve the community and let the politicians, get the sunshine and the spotlight for enthusiasm.
And do it as a whole. I like that idea.
Nope.
I like that idea.
But see, all they're looking at right now is where's the $15 million coming to tear it down at. That $15 million will go a long way.
Actually, that was a misquote, that 15 million.
It's actually, it's quite higher than that, because what the state of Michigan did is they listed this as a brownfield.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm not sure if everybody in this room is exactly aware of what a brownfield is. What a brownfield is an abandoned former automobile manufacturing facility. That's the legal description of a brownfield. Well, when they first came down here from the state, the EPA inspectors thought this was a brownfield. When they came here and seen that it was an actual occupied, almost thriving business complex, they went back to the state and said, wait a minute, there's people working there, there's businesses there. So it was like put on the back burner for 6 months. Then they came back on orders from the state to go ahead and brownfield it out anyway. That's when we started getting a picture of, to give you an example, I've been with this company for 14 years, okay? Back in 1990, we were in the process of getting a renovation loan. Turner Construction was going to do the renovations here, the same ones doing Tiger Stadiums, casinos, all that. As part of it, I asked them at that point, if we decided, Turner Construction, I asked them, if we decided to tear it down and build new, what would the demolition be cost? What would the cost be? At that time, it was $16 million in 1990. Okay, so they're really blowing smoke at people with this $10–15 million stuff. It couldn't be done for less than 20 million because the brownfield also has to be environmentally clean. Okay, now the problem with environmental cleaning is that has to be done before the demolition, not after. You have to go in where there's asbestos, lead paint, underground tanks, any of that, all has to be removed prior to the demolition to cut down the contamination factor. Now you've also got the added value of, this is what they call a contiguous complex. All the buildings are interconnected in one way or another, so you cannot use explosive demolition. The charges they would have to put in here would be so strong, it'd blow up the whole neighborhood. Okay? See, imploding only works on freestanding, multi-story buildings where they in effect blow out the sidewalls and let it collapse onto itself.
When they do these, the explosives don't all go off at once. They set the explosives section by section, so if you ever watched it in slow motion, they fall in on themselves, and it'll start and come down sort of like that if you were to watch it in slow motion. Well, you can't do that if you have 2 or 3 buildings. They're not going to fall that way. They're going to fall sideways or go out
Or when this one falls, it's going to pull this one with it.
Right. So that's impossible to do.
And the cost at today's prices would be, a more actual estimate would be between 20 and 25 million.
That's what
Now, you've got it down. It's environmentally clean. I've checked with realtors all throughout the city of Detroit. This land, clean and empty, would run about $7.5 million. You could buy it for $7.5 million. Now you've just spent $25 million to get back 7.
on a complex that standing right now can bring in serious revenue for the city.
And at 3.5 million square feet a year, the rental income alone on this, based on $1.50 a square foot, would be $4.25 million a year. Now, you base that on, right now we have 500 employees on this complex for the different various companies. We're only 1/3 occupied. So, basic rule of thumb, you triple that. You got 1,500 people working here now, paying city employee tax, spending their money here in the community, at the local gas station, stores, everything else. You're increasing the revenue 3 times on everything that's bought.
And like you're saying, you're training people for jobs. Well,
Not only for jobs, but become self-employed vendors.
and we have the ability to provide that, and to provide apprenticeships and facilities where they can not only just go to school and learn things, but where they can get paid. They can do the job and get paid to do it. And I think that's important. I know what it's like to be started and to go to school, and while you're going to school, you have to work to support yourself or pay. Most people have to pay for school, but even if you're getting to school for free, you have children to take care of, you still have to feed them, you have to pay for rent. And wouldn't it be fabulous if you could do apprenticeships where they could do the job as the trade they're learning, which I think would be, much more applicable for a learning situation, especially in this situation. They have to work and they need to feed their children. What better way to do it?
There's 2 things that need to be done to be redundant. When the architect gets the plans, I need blueprints to be able to take and make a projection as to what's going to be able to, we've got 26 citizen district councils, which are actually independent city agents themselves, and they're squabbling them on it. If you can come up with a way that the rest of these 26 citizen district councils can get involved in, when I see 3.5 million square feet, I see a facility, a city hall of community organizations. Combining the 7 fighting programs. They put up $42 million in the grant. There's 1,600 organizations applying for RFP polls. They don't get it. When they don't get it, they do the same thing like they're doing with the casino situation. They come up, they organize, they stop progress.
Yeah.
And it's just as simple as to say to lay out a floor plan, like the picture of that. If you call my web number, you see I'm specialized in CIG pull down menus. We could visualize exactly what everything is going to be, and then the community groups at their locations will have a physical electronic connection to the development of it. And any mayor, much less common council, got to go along with the consensus of those 26 groups.
Yes.
And that's why I'm valuable to you as being on each one of these groups.
Well, to give you an idea of what can be done here, this conference room that you're sitting in was a maintenance garage.
Okay.
Cement floors, cement walls, that's all it was.
And the work that was done in here was done internally. It was not contracted out by someone, it was
See,
done
that's
by
the
someone.
key, the community being able to say, I helped did that.
Yeah, well, he did that, that's how I found out he came in, and he said, you know who did this work? And then he said, no, but it's beautiful, isn't it? And he said, I did it.
All the
So
time,
I could not have been happier, and he can come in here, he is kind of almost our unofficial historian, because he's been here for so many years. He seems to know all of the little things, the little niches and boxes that you have questions about, or things that you don't even know, he seems to be able to bring to your attention, yeah. So he's real
Well,
good.
another thing to consider is going on over John Street, the private sector next. I need a list of those 71 people, because how many people is in there. Where, the program can be explained to them. The whole key is that we train the people, we get the people prepared for work. Just those 71 industries here, if they could be agreeable, to taking 10 or 15 people, the state is gonna subsidize, the pay. That's what,
So we can start listening to remember that I'm never gonna remember. You got about 4 things on my mind right now that I don't wanna lose, and I know that it needs to get written down. Some of the stuff is really important stuff, like the tenant roster.
the blueprints is number 1.
Okay?
The tenant roster is number 2. Whoever's in charge of your marketing is number 3. I need to all work with. And I need to know the communication way out. So we up and down in here too. So just as easy to set up this broadcasting facility here to be able to closed circuit broadcast the program where you turn to channel 3. And there people can see day by day progress report. I need to know site tour of all of the facilities available, or see, the newspaper gonna jump on this. They're not gonna let this program go. I need to know who the media spokesman